I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment. It's taking over me. Keep your composure, you know that I want ya. Can you just hold that beat? Just let the lights up, baby. Let it go. In the nighttime, baby.
Hey guys, good morning. It's Michael Beck and Chad Horn here with another episode of Chat GTM.
Live from RLC.
You could tell it was live right there. We're here with Mr. John Dittig, Vice President of Global Business Development for MicroTouch.
With MicroTouch,
Mouthful.
yeah.
With MicroTouch. That's a lot. That's a lot to get out in one sentence. And so, usually when we get on these things, we try to pull up some information so if people don't know you, a little bit of why you're important in the world. And the thing that really grabbed out to me when I ran it by our friend ChatGPT, the thing that popped up right away is global reach, over 50 million touchscreen installations in more than 80 countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah. So, what's interesting, and I've spent the last 31 years in technology, and about 25 of those years have been in touchscreen, point of sale, hospitality, kiosk. And one of the enticing things about joining MicroTouch a year and a half ago is just the technology, the prowess. They invented the PCAP technology, which is pretty much what you have on all the phones.
Okay.
Yep.
Our parent company is the one behind the actual iPhone, right, with the touchscreen.
Yeah.
The controllers that launched in 2007. And it's just such a great organization. And when it comes to restaurant and leadership and food and beverage, whether it's all-in-one point-of-sale terminals for the front, kitchen displays, then also with kiosk, we have the best solution in the industry for our partners.
So you're doing a lot of OEM, right? They're buying from you and they're even labeling your product as their product. Is that right?
Well, we're huge on the OEM side, but we have our own branded product called MicroTouch.
Okay.
And what that does is the MicroTouch you'll see in actually like kitchens, kiosk, in literally everywhere in the food and beverage industry.
So, John, what's really interesting about what you do is we were talking to some new startup in the space, and they were kind of doing an info tour with brands that they knew and asking them, hey, what do you guys need? And self-ordering kiosk came up again and again and again. Do you have any insight into why that's such a hot area right now?
I do, and so one of the things that changed with the dynamics with COVID is that everybody started to learn more about self-service.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, especially if you're under 45 years old, I'm not under 45 anymore.
I wish I was.
But 70% of customers would rather interface with a kiosk than a human being. So you saw a lot of the retailers, you saw a lot of the food industry adopt kiosk technology, and literally it's gone everywhere. So the kiosk industry is growing about 50% this year.
Wow.
And a lot of restaurants and food and beverage companies are adopting it just because it's so much easier
too,
now.
right?
Yeah, and if you're in California, you pretty much have to have a kiosk because of the minimum wage is really high in the state of California. A lot of places actually mandating self-service.
Oh, wow. Well, there's also a data point about kiosks that's interesting. That I don't know if I'm sure you know this factoid that most people, the data says that when people order off kiosks, they tend to buy more because they're not being judged by what their purchases are. Yeah,
they do. So the software in a lot of cases with a lot of our partners, like a Tilster, a Grubber, a Byte, a lot of the people in that space, their software is so intuitive, it asks for all the upgrades.
Right.
So if you want the tomato, if you want the drink, if you want the shake, you want the fries, even though we might not need the shake, everything is there, and it just automatically...
And it knows to ask, too.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. So everything is right there, and so those companies I mentioned do a great job of upselling, so the basket sale increases to the ultimate end user.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give a shout out to Byte real quick, because one of our friends, the folks over at Big Chicken, they partner with Byte. I'm sure it's your technology that's in those screens.
I don't know if it's that one, but they are a great partner of ours.
Okay. Well, I don't want to overpromise, but they have Shaq actually comes in and does animations on their screen. Like Byte did a good job at that.
Absolutely.
That leads to an interesting question because the category of self-ordering kiosks has been around for years, but now there's a surge in interest. What is the focal point of innovation in this category today? Like, what are the engineers and the product team saying? This is what we got to add to really deliver a competitive solution.
So it's a great question because a lot of these displays take a pounding, right? And so one of the things that we think of is that all of our units are optically bonded, and what that means to you or the customer is that the unit is sealed. There's 3 layers of protection that go on there, so it's going to last a lot longer.
Sure.
And you're going to get a lot better performance out of it when you touch. And then also little things we do that a lot of people don't, like anti-glare. So you don't realize it, but if you're in a kitchen or a kiosk, there's
Right.
light coming down.
Right.
And have you ever signed a signature pad or went to an actual kiosk
Yeah.
and there's a lot of glare on there? All of ours have anti-glare. And so there's those little things that kind of separate
small
us
touches.
from the competition. And when you get in front of those type of customers and you show that, it makes all the difference in the world.
Well, it sounds like ruggedization is part of this too. So if are you doing kitchen display? You said insert, right?
We
Because
are.
heat,
Yeah.
salt, oil, and all those things. Those are big components when it comes to screens lasting a long time. And if you don't do it right, you have to buy a new one pretty quick.
So the kitchen is the one area with all of these chains
Yeah.
that is growing the fastest.
Yeah.
Because the kitchen is the heartbeat and the epicenter of all restaurants.
Yeah.
Or quick serve.
Yep.
Right.
And so when you go in the back of a lot of these restaurants, you'll see 12 to 18 different KDS units.
Yeah.
And there's some coming in from Grubhub, Uber. You think of the ordering side, you think of the kiosk side, you think of the mobile side, and everybody's coming in. And so that kitchen display in the back monitors everything. So in terms of durability, have it optically bonded, have it anti-glare, and not only that, but our units you can easily wipe down with anything. You can put them over fryers and they're tanks. So they're made for harsh environments, and so the kitchen for us we continue to see as the fastest growth area for all restaurants and QSRs.
Yeah. Now we're here at Restaurant Leadership Conference, so some of the heavy honchos of the industry.
Yeah.
How do you connect the dots between what you focus in on every day and like the broader themes of the industry that the leaders are talking about, the macroeconomic world? Paint that picture for us.
Yeah, it's a real interesting dynamic because all of us are being squeezed, right? I mean, from a hardware supply chain, a lot of these tariffs are affecting everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely a question on that when you get on the side.
And so, we are looking at a way not only to provide a great solution, but if you look at the products, make sure you are manufacturing in the right parts of the world.
Yes.
Where we are going everything into Thailand.
Okay.
And then we also have some products and some of the customized products we actually manufacture here in the U.S. So we have a facility in San Jose. We have another facility in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where there's certain products we can actually do here that make sense, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to see a big shift away from countries that are getting hammered on the tariff side.
Yeah.
But we look at providing the best of breed product, but at MicroTouch, we're here to serve our customers. And one of the things I tell everybody is we're like the greatest story never told. And when we get into actually,
Until today.
yeah, and we get into in front of a lot of these customers, and they hear about our value prop.
Yeah.
And they hear everything we can do when they look at our product compared to what else is out there. Little things like anti-glare and
Sure.
optically bonded, they make all the difference in the world.
What about, so when I'm considering technology, and when a lot of the restaurants are as well, or even the tech companies, one of the things you want to factor in is support.
Yeah.
Right? Warranty, SLA, and sometimes for software. Tell us a little bit about how MicroTouch takes care of their customers when things aren't so good.
It's a great question. So the good thing is our failure rate is very low. Our failure
yeah.
rate is less than 0.5%, but in reality, it's like 1/10 of 1%.
Yeah.
We don't get many products back, but with all of our customers, we customize it to their needs. So the large brands, we have a 24-hour swap that we do. So if one goes down, they have a call tag. It arrives next day, 24 hours. And then if you look at like a regular SMB customer buying it, we have a 3-year warranty, but we have depots and we'll typically ship same day if it's called in before 2 o'clock that day.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Great organization, and the people that run this company are pretty much people that founded. You look at the touchscreen industry when it was in the infancy in the 90s. Everybody here on the team has a minimum of 20 years experience
Oh, wow.
in the space. So
Real experts.
Yeah, absolutely. Real pros.
So we're a big fan of awesome partnerships in the industry, and as long as you guys have been around, I'm sure
Yeah.
you have some incredible partners in the industry. Some of them may be here. Is there any close partners that you want to give a shout out to?
We got a lot of great partners here at the show. Great Grubber, Byte, Tilster, tremendous partners. There's a great organization we work with called Point B,
Love those guys,
which is a
Patrick
huge firm,
and Amy
and
Rich, yeah,
and the whole
all
9
good
yards.
people.
You in their innovation lab?
We
yet?
are. We're
All
in their
right.
innovation lab. All the displays in there, outside of a few are ours. And then, of course, Esper from an MDM standpoint. You can actually buy Esper seamless through us.
Okay.
And it arrives at the end user ready to go out of the box. So the MDM's already preloaded.
Yeah.
If you're running on Android. So Esper is a tremendous partner. Point B and Tilster, Grubber, Byte. Can't say enough great things about them.
So in the same vein as Chad's question, I'm a sales guy at heart, right? And
Yeah.
so we speak a common
And you're
language.
a Tampa guy, so go Bulls.
Go
Bulls.
So my question is, though, you have partners that you made a shout out to, but I imagine how are you selling? Are you selling through channel, directly?
We sell through channels, so
Okay.
we go after the brands directly to try to get locked into the end user.
Yep.
But then all of our business actually goes through a reseller partner who would sell it to the end
That's
user.
what I want to get on. So if somebody wants to be a VAR for MicroTouch or be able to have access to your products to sell them, what's the process to get in line to really be validated or vetted and be able to carry the line of products you have?
So we're fortunate. In the U.S., we have about 350 resellers that actively resell our product today.
Impressive number.
And so we don't necessarily have an authorization program,
Mm-hmm.
but if they're interested in selling our product and actually learning more about it, because we want them to be educated on the solutions, you can go to microtouch.com, and on there it tells you pretty much how to reach out to us and take next steps from there.
I'm guessing you're a part of the RSPA with that kind of count.
I am. We
yeah.
are part of the RSPA. I know Jim Roddy in the group over there.
Amazing
They're a
group.
great organization, and we're actually on 2 of their committees. Jim's a long-time friend. And Jim, by the way, is a Western PA guy originally
Okay.
like me. So we're both whippy old guys. Jim grew up in Western PA. I grew up in Pittsburgh, and we're long lifetime friends.
Well, hey, we're close to time here on this. I know you got a million things to do for this show. But knowing I've seen you out in the field like 3 times now in the last 4 or 5 months, so I know you're pressing, right? Where are people going to be able to find you next, see you next? Is it NRA? Is it RFDC? What shows
It's
you
going to
at?
be NRA in Chicago. We have a big event at the Point B Technology Center, which you all will be at.
Yep.
I'm going to be there for a couple days. My son's graduating from high school.
Congratulations.
So
Mine
I've
too.
got to,
Same time.
So I gotta leave on one of the days. But NRA, we will be there, and we were in many partners' booths.
Fantastic. Well, John, it's a pleasure running to you every
Yeah,
time, and I
yeah.
get to know you a little
Thank
bit
you, John.
better each
Thank
time,
you.
so it's great. Everybody, this is John Dittig with MicroTouch, and if you want to know more about it, you can find him on LinkedIn, microtouch.com. And really, if you're at the shows, he's probably be around. From what we heard here, it sounds like a fantastic fit. If you happen to have something with touchscreens, there's quite a few of them.
And make it MicroTouch.
Yeah.
Make it MicroTouch.
There you go.
Have a great show,
Hey,
John.
thank you so much.
Awesome. That's
Hey.
Chat GT episode 1 coming from the Restaurant Leadership Conference 2025 here in Arizona.
I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment. It's taking over